let's dive into this. So we got number one. Every woman has a price, whether it be physical, emotional, social status, impressing her peers, competing with her peers, or financial gains. Explain what you mean by that.
So everyone's got a price, right? Everyone, some people at the really cheap price, sometimes it takes a perfect storm and every possible condition to make it happen. But like anytime you get a government job or anything with high security, they check if you have debt, if you have any way that you can easily persuade to give up sensitive information. So when it comes to women, there's always going to be a price. Sometimes it's just attention. Hey, they're not getting it at home. And that's what, like, as dancers, we're just selling that fantasies, the attention they don't get. Physical. Hey, they got a guy who hasn't worked out since, grade 12 gym class. And they got a guy 6'2", abs, big arms, everything she reads in a romance novel. You got other people who cross a guy, hey, maybe he's a hockey player, maybe this guy's a lawyer, a doctor, whatever the social status is, versus their guy who's making a buck over minimum wage, right? So she sees that, and back to that guy too, he's making or six-figure income versus barely paying the bills. So that's appealing. Whatever it is, there's always going to be something that's going to sell her to step out of her normal realm of what her morals are, right? And do something that she normally wouldn't do because this other guy's got something that's just appealing. Like your hypergamy, you're always talking about that with this woman. It's just a perfect example of it. They come to these shows, see guys pretending to be real heroes, pretending to be firefighters, pretending to be cops, get more gratification, recognition than the real heroes get. And guys are probably making not that much, and they're willing to throw away everything just to have a round or two with this guy that could care less about them the next day. And really what it is just finding the deal. And as we know, social media, a half decent woman with edited, filtered pictures posts a picture, hey, I got no sleep tonight, but I still look beautiful. Or, and then you got all these losers hitting them up. You got the same thing with the women too, right? You just give them a little bit of that gratification, and you just find out what they want. And it can be outside of stripping. You can sell any girl anything you want, and that's how easy it is. It's not just at these strip shows. This is just a prime breeding ground to see how dirty people are when you're not looking. Instead of the stripper, it's the lawyer she's falling for next week.
So when it comes to these type of gatherings, like you said earlier on that, compared to strip joints or bachelor parties that you've been to, like men are tame compared to women, right?
Absolutely. The things that men do are very mild in comparison. And I'm not even talking just the way they act, encouraging others. Women will encourage their best friend that steps outside of a relationship just because it seems like a good time tonight.
And do they all figure that, because we're all together and it's a bachelorette's party, or what happens in Vegas or what happens in New York just stays there, stays there for the weekend? Like, do they feel like there's that level of blanket security?
And that's what it is. You know what? A girl will never rat out another girl. If a girl sees a guy she wants and she knows he's in a relationship and he says, hey, I'm in a relationship, if she still wants it, she's going to go for it. If she knows he's in a relationship and he denies it, she'll just tell everyone, oh my God, I didn't know. So they always look out for their own. They don't want to look sleazy. They're not going to rat their friends out, and they're not going to rat their friends out because they encouraged it. They told them to do it. I'd say about 80% of the time, girls go home with one of the guys because they're pushed into it by their girlfriends. I mean, they're doing it by their own free will, but that's the deciding factor, right? And that's where I talk about this whole the social image, right? Like, impressing her peers, and that's why they'll do it. If I would go to a group of girls, say there's 5 girls who are really attractive, and there's always that one girl who just doesn't fit in. That's going to be the mother hen. That's going to be the boss. There's a reason with those 4 attractive girls. If she's getting laid, everyone's getting laid. If she ain't getting laid, no one's getting laid. So if you suck up to her and you make her night, you can encourage everyone else to do whatever you want.
Do women behave differently at private bachelorette parties versus like a strip joint? Like if a few women get together at a male strip joint for the night, is it different behavior from a bachelorette party where they reserve like a hall and a couple of guys show up and jump out of a cake and all that?
Yeah, it's comparable, but it's pretty different. When you go to the strip show, most of the time when it's over, like I said, the majority of the crowd's like, oh, cool, I stepped out of my relationship a little bit, got a lap dance, slapped some ass, whatever. I'm going home, I'm good, right? But when you're at the bachelorette party, you kind of get like that mob mentality. One person does it and they all start doing it. There's no time limit. There's no leaving. There's no show. You're already at home. You already run from the bar to the home. You're already at the place where it's going to happen. every single time I've done one of those parties, other than a handful, there's always been an opportunity. There's always been a girl slipping me a number. There's always been a girl asking for a private dance that wants more than a dance. There's always something going on. And, you know, as I progressed in my career, I stayed further and further away from that because nothing good can happen from that. Because got boyfriends, they got husbands. More than likely, that boyfriend or husband owns that house that you're in, and it's going to be bad news for you, even though she's the one who suggested it and consented to it, right? You got to blame the guy every time.
Mm.